Good morning. Welcome to the 10 Commandments of Personal Development with Dr. Justin. I'm so excited that you're here today because I want to discuss with you some of the most important information that I can give you to help you understand why what I do here at Everyday Leadership for Everyday People and the Climb Your Mountain movement is so important. See, personal development is a critical component of anybody who wants to change their life, anybody who truly wants to be successful, anybody who doesn't want to look back at the end of their life and say, man, I wish. I wish I had worked a little bit harder. I wish I had accomplished a little bit more. I wish my life had been a little bit fuller. And as a man personally, I wish I had left something for my family, something that lasts. And everybody's in a different place, but everybody can use this. And if you take these 10 commandments and begin to apply them to your life, you listen to them every day, you share them with people in your circle who are committed to greatness, you'll create a community that goes out there and changes the world. And you'll find yourself accomplishing things that you never believed was possible. So let's get into it. Number one, an investment in yourself will return the greatest reward. John Maxwell said the first person that you lead is yourself. If a person does not master themselves, then the likelihood of them having a long-term impact or a lasting legacy is limited. One's ability to accomplish this is limited only by one's mastery of themselves and their willingness to look into the mirror and truly see themselves, flaws and attributes. Now here's the reality of the situation. If you and I want to get a return on the effort that we spend, and mind you, you're limited in the amount of effort that you spend because time is the one non-renewable resource that you have. And your muscles, which are renewable, they need time to recover. So every day you're going to be limited to a certain amount of effort and energy that you can give back and what you get out of that. So if you're not getting the most out of what you're doing, then you're missing an opportunity. So how do I maximize the most out of what I'm doing? Well, that starts with investing actually in yourself, not in the job, not giving more hours to the job, not in, the things that you think will make you money, new ideas and new opportunities. No, first you must become a person who can do really well at the job. You must become a person who can do really well at the new opportunities. And the only way to do that is to self-develop. So investing in yourself, that's the one that's going to return the greatest reward. Let's go to number two. Self-development is hard because the transformation is uncomfortable and change is never easy. Let me say that again, and I'll say it slower. Self-development is hard because the transformation is uncomfortable and change is never easy. This command is predicated on the idea that we seek stability and comfort. Once we have achieved a certain level, we stop growing. Everything about you, everything in your mind, everything in your body, every system that you work with is looking for stasis. It's looking for a continuous output based on the lowest amount of energy and work that's required. So your job doesn't want you to take 41 or 42 or 43 hours. They want you to get the whole job done in 40 hours. And they want you to do that for 52 weeks out of the year. And if you and every one of your fellow employees can do that, then they're going to get the greatest amount of output for the least amount of effort. So we do the same thing. We seek that same stability in our own lives, in our own continued way of going and doing things. And that's fine. But it becomes problematic when you're trying to grow. The reality of it is that comfort is the actual battle to what you're trying to do. And self-development means embracing the continuous change and transformation that comes with consistency. It means not settling for the moment. You can enjoy the moment. You can enjoy the fruit of your labors, but you cannot settle for the moment. Additionally, change is also not easy. It does not happen overnight. Like a good meal, it takes time to prepare and to allow the flavors to simmer. Similarly, it will take time, often longer than you want, for the desired changes to occur and the consistency to produce the transformation in your life. This is hard and must be understood up front. Good cooks know you can't rush the sauce and the flavor. And those who commit to a lifestyle of self-development must understand that it will take time. At times it will be hard, but if you do it, it'll be exactly what you wanted to do. Number three, consistent self-development produces consistent growth. What you sow, you get back. But watch this, more than you sowed. Here's why doing hard things is worth it. When you sow, you invest something that gives you back more. Let's think about an apple. Inside one apple, maybe 4 or 5 seeds. But one seed planted in a tree that takes years to grow can produce thousands of apples over the course of a lifetime. One apple seed, thousands of apples. The investment in yourself, though hard, when it meets consistency, will produce a harvest that far exceeds the seeds you planted. Your health, quality of life, financial freedom, impact, and legacy will exceed the sacrifice of getting up at the same time every morning, working out, reading instead of scrolling, and investing in yourself. You can get more than you sow, but you have to sow consistently. Next, leadership is first you, then your family, and finally others. By mastering self-development, you begin to master yourself, your emotions, your mannerisms, ways in which you communicate, your thought patterns, relationship circles, the ways in which you carry yourself and interact with the world. All of this is leadership, and you must intentionally develop yourself to develop the habits you will need when developing others. From there, this extends to how you influence and lead your family. No one can lead the world who cannot influence their family. Often, one's leadership ability is judged by their children and spouse. Many successful people develop their words, behaviors, and their negotiation skills at their home with their toddlers and their spouses. And as a person who has 7 kids, I can attest to the truth of this. Once leadership is applied consistently with yourself and your family, you can then begin to apply it to others. Now you will be called to apply your leadership to others before you get into a family situation. But no one will ever be a leader to others before they have a chance to lead themselves. Leading others is often done prior to being put into that position. People will see how you're executing daily and begin to emulate this. This gives you positional leadership credibility. This is because when you get into a position, whether there or somewhere else, people will always call to get a referral from those who work with you. And who have they worked with? Yourself, your family, and then others. So understand, there's an order to this. In order for you to be successful at leadership, you start with yourself, then you expand that to your family, develop the ability to gain influence, and then you will be able to do that with others. And even if you get into a position before you've had the opportunity to work on this, you'll find you get better in that position by the more you work on yourself and others. Next, developing yourself is more important than developing your team. As alluded to previously, you must mandate your own development before attempting to develop others. Pushing someone to the next level without helping them prepare for it is a disservice. Even Moses prepared Joshua for leadership by his own leadership experiences and demonstrated sources of strength. Think about it, his relationship with God. Similarly, we must rhythmically and consistently take time for developing ourselves in order to be able to respond consistently to the challenges of leadership. While leadership is not easy, whatever you're doing, your organization can do better if you're intentional about becoming better yourself. No leader should ever expect his team to do better than they're personally doing. If a leader is weak in the areas that people can't see, their organization will have areas where they're not successful. Sure, on the outside, it'll seem like, hey, everything's going good with company A or company B, or ministry A or ministry C. But the reality will be, just as that leader is flawed and not working to fix those flaws, so will that organization. And here's the reality. We're all flawed. We all have things that we can work on to get better. But if we don't choose to get better, not only are we hurting ourselves in the short term, we're hurting our organization's impact in the long term. Proper vertical relationships provide you with strength for the important horizontal ones. A leader cannot give and give without running dry. In order to continue to have the patience and strength to endure in this marathon, one must have a higher source to draw from. In this case, my recommendation is a relationship with God. Leading people, no matter what technique you use, and there are so many books on techniques and how to lead people, will be frustrating, disappointing, and often annoying. It is not because of anything you did. It's just because people are people. And as somebody who's been a follower and a leader, this is true. Self-development is never just about getting something done. It is building the stamina for what is to come. When I read a leadership book, I do not come away with the love for people. I come away with techniques for how to effectively lead people. When I spend time in prayer, I come to love people and have the patience, kindness, grace, and mercy to walk with them through the various seasons of their life. Leadership books are good for teaching you how to lead. Prayer with God is good for having a reason to lead well. Make sure you have the proper vertical relationship for the horizontal ones you're going to run into. Vision is a requirement, and it can be expanded if you have a better view. There is no view like the mountaintop, but not just because of its beauty. Seeing from the top enables you to see what is to come, to understand the cost of the climb, to be able to better communicate the steps it took so that your greatness can be replicated. Here we're talking about legacy. To become the walking embodiment of the desired outcomes only becomes possible when you can see with clarity. And this comes by doing the hard work of understanding the conversations that are going around you. Reading, listening, asking the right questions, and being in the right rooms. Seeking to understand, operating with the end in mind, staying consistent, spending your time and money wisely. The better you are at these things, the more you will be able to see the vision of what is to come, and the more prepared your organization will be to accomplish the task. This is important when it comes to transitions also. New positions, succession plans, handovers, and takeovers all require a vision that is expansive enough to understand and communicate what is to come with confidence that the end goal will outweigh the temporary turbulence of the moment. One thing that many leaders do is they think the end goal is what they themselves can accomplish. What great leaders do is understand the end goal is past them, and they are merely stewards for the moment. And so they prepare accordingly. The better your view, the better you can understand that responsibility as a leader. So take the time and do the work in order to get there. Your team can't go further than you have the stamina to go. Another word for consistency is stamina. Stamina is the ability to finish the race even if you have to walk sometimes. Stamina is why the turtle runs, though the hare is faster. Stamina is essential in self-development because it often takes longer than you expect or want to accrue wealth, get stronger or fitter, earn a degree, or change the world. In fact, the more influential you get, the longer it takes for things to change because you are often working through people, systems, and processes that are not as efficient or fast as you want them to be. Once you have understood that stamina is early mornings when no one is awake, so that when they show up and give you their time, you can use it efficiently, you will begin to value the sleep that comes early in the night so that you can operate at a higher level. This understanding enables you to set the conditions for your team's success, which is related to your success as the leader. Then your team will take off. The leader's ability to properly plan for their energy usage and time commitments and the development of their team is the leader whose team will be more efficient, effective, and exceed their goals. If you do not personally settle, then your team will not personally settle either. Unless you work with someone who settles, and then you need to leave and get a different team to get the desired outcome. You must set the conditions for your team's success. And the only way you can do that is have the stamina. Because your stamina has to be better than theirs, so you all can go further. No one will see your work on yourself, but everyone will marvel at the work you do with others. Self-development is often done alone. Sure, going to school is a group thing, but studying and reviewing concepts to attain mastery is a solo endeavor. Going to see the professor for additional help requires a solo humility. Practicing a swing, a song, a speech over and over requires hours of dedication that are often done alone. So no one sees it. And if we're being honest, no one cares. But when the spotlight is on, and the patient is lying on the table, or the moment is greatest and the nerves of steel are needed, people want all the work that you've done in the dark to manifest itself. And then how the applause will rain down upon you. Save a life, climb into a burning building, hit a game-winning home run, or nail free throws to ice the game. Lead your team to quarterly numbers that exceed expectations, and they will laud you with praise. Be aware, however, they may even throw stuff at you like overnight success, because no one sees you exchange sleep for self-development, but the world will stand and watch in awe at the work you do with others. Finally, Do it anyways. Your future self will thank you. When is the best time to plant a tree? 25 years ago. When is the second best time to plant a tree? Today. Who is it that you want to be who you want to be is hoping that who you are has the courage to become. The world is hoping you have the drive to become, even though they don't yet know they will need you. Your children and generations of people who will never meet are hoping you will plant that tree so they don't have to be like, 25 years from now, I really need a tree. I guess I'll plant one myself. The self-development journey that you're on has impact on the world that reverberates. And if you don't do it, the impact still had, but not in quite that positive way. If you do it, however, then your future self and many other people's future selves will thank you also, because your journey inspired and lit the way for them to make theirs. We're talking about planting a tree 25 years in advance, knowing you'll need it 25 years from now. Your future self will thank you, and your future self will remember you. If you're looking to get started today on the self-development journey, why don't you reach out and connect with me? You can catch me on the podcast. You can scan the QR code and sign up for one of our service projects. You can go over to the website. Follow us on any of the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok channels. We want to help you self-develop. We want to help you grow. We hope today's been helpful in accomplishing that. Until next time, keep climbing. I'll see you on the mountaintop.